What up, my Menace Society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Logue, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like and comment. It's free. It don't cost anything. You'll help my channel get into the algorithm. I would highly appreciate it if you guys go ahead and do that. It's free. You want to. But you guys would help my channel if you guys were to, like and subscribe. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was actually something that I had seen several individuals, discuss, talk about this matter is I know it's dark, my bad. We at work. Some of us actually be working. But one of the things I was hearing people discuss is that why can't the raza make it, right? Why does it seem like YouTube doesn't push our channels? Why does it seem like, it seems we can never just really, break into the mainstream? Seems like we're always being anchored down. And now, why is that? Here's my theories on what I think it is. One, this is America. Meaning we're still the minorities. I know maybe wherever you live and stuff like that, you see a lot of raza and, there is a lot of raza in areas in which we come from and stuff like that. Very true. But out of the 50 states, I know there's more than 50 now, but I'm saying, out of the original ones or whatever, not counting Hawaii and Puerto Rico and all that. But, we're still the minorities, bro. You are only able to find raza in certain states, and that's about it. You know what I mean? There's other, states that has a lot of... I think people don't or are not able to wrap their mind of how many Caucasians or whites there is in the United States, bro. We're talking about a lot. Just watch one of these college teams win a championship game or something, or a NASCAR event or something like that. You'll see all those white people, celebrating, and you'll see it's a sea of nothing but Caucasians, bro. And we're talking about all these states are like that, bro. So you're still the minority. So there's a lot of white people in this country, bro. You know what I mean? Because this is America nonetheless. So you have a lot of white people, bro. You know what I mean? So we're still the minority, so there's not that much raza. I know, there's raza, but not to the numbers of theirs. Anyway, so, when you have all these other channels that people always give as an example, like Mr. Beast or all these, or, Adam 22 or all these, Caucasian people who have a big following, is because there's a lot of white people in this country. Not only that, but we as minorities or as raza have been, targeted a lot, throughout, these campaigns of presidency, even, going way back, we've been enemy number one, the border, build the wall, let's get these illegals out of here. We've been targeted and painted a certain way, so a lot of, people out there ain't feeling us, and ain't trying to support us because they view us as the problem because our government paints that as the issues, certain individuals paint us as the issue with this country, because you always want to put the blame somewhere else. That's how you get people to jump on board. It's always to point at somebody or something, remember? At one point it was, when 9/11, it was the Middle Easterns, and Pearl Harbor was the Japanese. Even a while back ago, it was the flood of Italians and Irish. So at one point it was Irish, Italian, blacks, Japanese, Middle Easterns, raza. So, we all get our turn because, America's really good at, throwing the blame, to these groups, because that must be the reason for the problems in America, right? It's true, though. What can I say? And hate, you'll get a lot of people to jump on board quicker with hate than with positivity. Sad but true. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know how to control their anger and stuff like that. So it's so easy to to light that fire with gasoline than it is with water. With individuals. So we're talking about, a lot of white people. So you're already, short in numbers there. So they paint us as the villains. And it doesn't help that a lot of people's perspective of raza, because if you notice that a lot of these states that doesn't like the raza or is always protesting, build the wall, or talking about, deport these individuals, it's always the states that hardly have any raza in them, or if any at all. You know what I mean? Are always the ones that are mad and protesting and stuff like that. You would figure it would be areas like Chicago and California and areas like that. But there's always these places that hardly have any raza in them. Why? like I said, because they make them as the issue. Not only that, but their perspective of raza is only what they hear in TV, movies, because they have never interacted with these individuals. They never met somebody, of this, ethnicity. So they don't know what they're like. So all they could go based off is movies, TV shows, radios, news. And what does all that show? Gang members, drug dealers. We're always the gang members, drug dealers, or the criminals, right? And then the news, the only thing the news ever covers is negativity, DUIs, robberies and stuff like that, right? So they never talk about the good. They never know about the good individuals that there is of our ethnicity, the ones that came over here, and work a real living, earning, money the legit way, starting their own businesses, graduating from universities. They never cover those, raza. It's always the, negativity, the cartels and gangs, and so it never covers that side of the raza. So all these individuals, all they could go based on is what they hear and see on movies and TV shows and radio and all that, and what they see, negativity. So they have this idea, painted, of the raza. Same with people even from other countries, you know what I mean, of the raza. That's what they view us as, all these criminals and stuff like that, right? So we're painted a certain way too. Another reason why they won't support. Uh, Especially if you're a southerner, they're not gonna support right there, because we're painted as, villain number one, bro. Even though they painted us with all these lies, to them it's irrelevant, bro. It's like you're not gonna be able to persuade their opinion. So that's why they'll maybe tune in, but they won't support, they won't subscribe, they won't like. They just don't want to support these kind of individuals and stuff like that. And even though, well, you could be like, well, there's Caucasians that are gang members and criminals and stuff like that too, and they support their channels and stuff like that. Yeah, because in their eyes, they're making their ethnicity look good, to show that white people are not weak and soft and everything like that, like showing them that we are these badasses, and yeah, these guys are proving it and stuff like that. So it's almost like if they're finally someone that's showing that us whites do stand up for ourselves, and we could get a gangster too, and stuff like that, bro. So they take pride in it, while with raza it's more like the opposite, and not only with Caucasians, but also with blacks, the tensions in certain areas and stuff like that. So certain black individuals see it a certain type of way and stuff like that. So the odds are stacked against us as it is, when it comes to, raza. So that's why it's and then not only that, but we don't even have a good establishment, meaning the Chicanos and, raza from Mexico, you know what I mean? Because they view us as, we have had our issues and tensions and stuff like that. So, you won't even get those places that support, or they just don't understand, English and stuff like that, like I said, because we're, us, growing up in America, we're kind of like these misfits, you know what I mean? We're just kind of stuck in the middle. So it just makes, hard for people to jump on board with what we're talking about and pushing and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because everyone's skeptical, everyone has, even though they'll watch, but they, like I said, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like it's hard for us to, get support and stuff like that. Because you could say, no, there's successful people that are raza out there too. You have actors, you have comedians like George Lopez or Danny Trejo, movies and everything like that. But that I'll say, yes, very true. But at the same time, George Lopez is not as popular as like Eddie Murphy or some of these other comedians, he's popular, but not as popular as these individuals, or you could say, Danny Trejo, but he's not as popular as like, Paul Walker or, Vin Diesel and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? The raza, hardly gets any support even on those levels. But for that reason, because everyone has this negative, picture of us, due to how we're always painted. But overall, that's just my opinion. What do I think? But what do you guys think? Leave your opinions in the comments. Shadow, we out.